The Cultural Revolution, aimed at further eliminating bourgeois elements from society, leads to mass persecution of intellectuals in China. 1967. Pro-communist activists riot and plant bombs in Hong Kong. 1971. China joins the United Nations. 1972. U.S. President Richard Nixon visits China. 1973. In Australia, Gough Whitlam's Labor government officially ends the White Australia policy. 1976. Death of Mao Zedong. 1978. Deng Xiaoping becomes head of Chinese government. 1980. One-child policy introduced in China. 1989. Tiananmen Square protests in Beijing lead to killing of hundreds of protesters by Chinese military. Australian Prime Minister Bob Hawke responds by granting asylum to 42,000 Chinese students living in Australia. Prologue. Sixteenth day, third lunar month, 1894. In Shenmingting, a small town situated in the vast estuary of the Pearl River in Guangdong, my great-grandfather Fu Chu awaits his bride. He strolls around the large courtyard of his ancestral home, where more than 20 tables stand ready to seat relatives and distinguished guests. The table and guests spread onto his cousin's front yard next door. Both houses have been splashed with a good coat of whitewash to conceal the aging grey bricks of the otherwise handsome homes. Days before the happy occasion, the painters had been about to brush over the decorative panels beneath the eaves of the two houses when Fu Chu's father had intervened. "Stop!" he shouted at them, aghast at their ignorance. "Leave them alone. Those are story panels." The panels depicted many Chinese legends that had captured the imaginations of past generations and would do the same for generations to come. He'd made sure they were safe before directing other servants and helpers who were putting the final touches to the wedding preparations. On either side of the courtyard gates and at the back of the houses, incense sticks burn and paper money has been left out as offerings to the door gods and other supernatural guardians who, in return, it is hoped, will protect the household. The offerings are also made to repel the ghosts that are said to wander constantly, seeking souls to take their place in the spirit world and free them to be reborn and reach enlightenment. First and foremost, the aim is to ensure the smooth execution of the important day. Fu Chu mingles with the guests, and to ease his nerves, takes deep breaths of the abundant smoke lingering in the sweet-scented spring air. He turns back to look at the panels, and is pleased his father chose to keep them, even though their colors have faded under the subtropical sky. Much to his delight, they break the sterile monotony of white paint and preserve the vivacity of the life he has known. The image of the exuberant General Guangdong on the panel depicting events from the 14th century historical novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms is his favorite. How fondly he remembers the tale told to him by his father, who in turn had been told it by his father. Such was Guangdong's courage and loyalty in leading the forces of Li Ban, founder of one of the three kingdoms in the 3rd century AD, that he later became not just a folk hero, but a god for the Chinese people. From the panel, he seems to beam approval on the family's important day. The tension eases inside Fu Chu. Because he has just turned 20, the coming of age for Chinese men, it is fitting that Fu Chu be married. He has never met his bride-to-be. He doesn't even know her name. While he was away attending high school, the village go-between was arranging a suitable marital candidate for him under his father's instruction. The process of choosing a wife